Coming to you all the way from Norfolk, Virginia, Go On Podcast presents The Sexperts.
Turn on your computer, dial up the web, download some information into your head. It's Dr. John and Delilah, they're having a great time. Data to do, it's simply true, we're the Sexperts.
And we're recording and intro music, and hi there. Welcome to The Sexperts. I'm your host, Dr. John T. Alaniz, SCPM, that's Senior Certified Professional Midwife.
And I'm Delilah. Hey there. Old school contact tracer.
Old school contact tracer. You hear in my voice where I'm like, old school, huh? So tell us, what is that?
Well, contact tracing used to mean something.
God, okay, boomer. You sound old saying that.
I mean, there is legitimate uses for actual tracing. Like
Okay.
it doesn't get a lot of credit in like art class in elementary school, but not everything needs to be photocopied. A lot of times people just want something straight up traced.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would go to it, hence the contact. We would trace it with pencils, translucent paper.
God. Okay.
And we would leave behind copies or take them where they needed to go. And now we're getting flooded with fucking phone calls for viruses and shit, and we don't do that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
You ever think about getting into new school contact tracing?
No.
Okay, you like the art of the old school contact tracing.
I didn't put 35 years into the art of tracing to have some fucking virus run me out of my shop. No.
Yeah, even if it's a big virus like polio or smallpox, whatever the virus is, it's not as big.
We were
as...
tracing during polio. We got a lot of business for outlining people's iron lungs to take them. Like you couldn't just show up and try off different sizes of iron lungs. So we would trace them and put the tracing over you to see if you would fit in a given size. Lung.
You should. No, Mildred. No. Yeah, I know. He said he wasn't talking about you though. Delilah,
she's like the iron lung Beetlejuice.
Yeah, if you say iron lung 3 times, she'll show up. No, but she actually has like pretty good hearing, even through the iron lung. Yeah, you should have said no. We're doing a podcast, Mildred. That's my wife. For listeners who are uninitiated, it's my wife. She does have polio currently and is in an iron lung. But anyways, let's move on. We are the Sexperts. We're coming to you live every week from a different location with different topic of the week, all about sex, baby.
Let's talk about it.
Yep. And we're coming to you right now from the Boathouse. The Boathouse. This is. They decided to resurrect a concert venue in Norfolk, Virginia called The Boathouse.
Yep, grand reopening. Really nice of you to bring Will Mildred out. She's going to hear the band playing right through the ear holes that you upgraded her iron lung with.
Yep. And what a lineup tonight. We have Blues Traveler playing.
Yep. And
who's opening for old Blues Traveler? They're the headliner, obviously. Blues Traveler.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Toad the Wet Sprocket. Yep, we're having that. The Toadies. There's a theme here, I think. The Toadies are playing. Yep. Les Claypool's Flying Frog Brigade.
The dude can slap the bass.
Slapping the bass. I like that.
Primus.
Might as well.
His other band, he's going to get paid twice.
So all kinds of frog and amphibian related bands. It's Frog Fest. All right, and let's get over. We're way off topic already. I haven't even introduced the topic. I think it's going to be a good one. Now this is a little topical, but maybe I missed the window on this. But
the topic is topical. Nice.
Or maybe untopical. We'll see. The topic of the day is LonelyFans. OnlyFans Creators Anonymous. So it's really interesting because I have a lot of different email addresses and a lot of different mailbags coming in from all different kinds of locales, from Europe to Australia, to the Midwest. And there's OnlyFans creators saying that they are just so goddamn lonely. They because they work alone, right? Because they're, jacking or jilling themselves off on screen.
It's
they have no one to talk to.
It's the only industry that hasn't had a single case of COVID.
Which might change because I am suggesting they have like a conference. They have an OnlyFans conference where they all come together, OnlyFans Creators Anonymous, and they just chat. They just like chat one-on-one, face-to-face.
And, if things go right, they accept a higher power.
All right, so we're going to talk about LonelyFans in a little bit, but let's get our guest in here. He's waiting very patiently. Hi there, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Why don't you introduce yourself to our audience out there? Who are you? What are you all about?
My name is Justin Feary. I am a pool inspector with the Wisconsin Department of Health up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Wow.
I am a former professional foosball player.
Former?
Yes.
Did you have to give it up for the pool life, or why former?
Well, I had a lot of issues with the tendonitis.
It's a young man's game.
Yeah, you might have an idea of foosball as a casual thing you play at the bar every now and then, but on the professional level, you have to drill and drill and drill until your wrists are falling off.
My God.
So I eventually had to give it up, but I was pretty good back in my day.
So when we booked you, it's a little misleading because you said that you were a champion. So I guess you meant you were a champion. So you're a former champ. You're not the current champ.
Not current champ. Okay. I was silver medalist at the ITCF in 2006.
What is ITCF?
The International ITFCS, International Table Football Conference
Society.
Something like that.
Too many letters. Yeah, I know. But I
think the S is series.
Oh, series. Okay,
yeah, that's right.
I didn't even know that it was called table football. That's foosball.
I mean, that's what the organization calls it. Everyone just calls it foosball, though. You can call it foosball. I give you permission.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Dr. John's is not a big sports nut.
No.
Especially not table sports.
Yeah, no, table sports, yeah. I'm like, table tennis, just do the real thing. Like, go outside sometimes.
Wow, that's the kind of privilege that only comes with being a doctor.
Yeah, that's actually really disappointing to hear you say that.
Did you ever play real football? Are you offended? You made a face when I said real football.
I've thought about it, but I think I can live life better through my hands. And when I try to get my feet involved, it's just something's just not clicking.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
So how's the pool inspecting going?
Well, it's up and down.
Is that your new passion, or is it just kind of a side thing?
It's just a job, but I take it seriously.
Good.
Pool safety is important. If I don't do my job, then people could get sick.
Now I know everybody's made mistakes in their life. As a sexpert, I've made my own sexpert takes, which is a mistake with sexpert. And one time I ended up, not me personally, but a friend of mine ended up, stuck with their penis inside of a rhinoceros. So what was your biggest boner, your biggest oopsie doopsie, your biggest mistake in, pool maintenance?
Inspection.
Thank you.
Well, you getting your dick stuck like that reminds me of a story.
It wasn't my dick, by the way. It's a friend of mine's, but yeah, keep going.
Well, I've heard stories.
It was quote a friend, unquote.
Delilah, don't you tell.
This could just be pool inspector tall tales here,
okay.
But I'm just telling you what I heard.
Yeah, no.
I heard that there was a filter grate that was not installed properly on a pool.
Yeah.
And a little boy stuck his dick in it. And he never regained function of his penis after they got him out of there.
Man, well,
this goes to show you how serious pool inspecting should be taken.
Yeah.
I feel like every high school has that one kid that did that.
Right. Yeah. Like his name's
or
like,
people say they did.
His name's like Dirk or something. Like, Dirk, get your ding dong out of that grate. Dirk, you're gonna get stuck in there.
Ding dong Dirk.
Ding dong Dirk.
Dirk goes the dynamite.
Dirk goes the dynamite. All right. Well, let's get to our topic of the day because maybe you might give us an interesting perspective on this. OnlyFans.
I feel kind of bad talking about this in front of him.
Yeah.
The first thing he shares with us and I appreciate you coming on. We do want to hear your perspective on it, but I don't want to like brush this off. I mean, we're talking about a job where you masturbate on screen for money,
Right.
with a guy who gave his wrist to his passion and
Good pattern. Good pattern.
probably can't even function in that area. I don't mean to be presumptive, but looking at his hands right now, completely flaccid and
Oh my God.
unusable. Wow, it's
Yeah.
awkward. Do you mind if we have this conversation? Is this a sore subject for you?
Yeah, I can talk about it. It's extremely difficult to open jars of pickles.
Oh no.
Is that a euphemism?
No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, I look at these tiny hands. I can't open anything.
I have to ask my wife to open shit for me,
Yeah.
and that's just it. It hurts my manhood a little bit.
Oh my
I know
God.
that's toxic masculinity or whatever, but
No,
it
that's
still
fine.
hurts a little.
Well, I know a friend of mine was in bed making love, and his hands were numb from accidentally sticking himself with Novocaine, and prescription grade Novocaine, and he
Is he a
couldn't.
dentist or something?
Well, he's maybe a doctor or something, and so he couldn't open the condom package, so he had to ask his partner to open the condom for him, and it was just so devastatingly embarrassing.
Well, I get all my groceries now through Instacart, and they have a little section where you say special instructions, and I say, please open all jars.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe you guys.
And then I send a picture of my hands so they know why, and they know I'm serious.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one who has trouble.
Honestly,
with the
maybe we should be creating jar struggling anonymous. How do we rephrase this? People who we need a conference.
Yeah.
We need a conference where people who can't open jars can come out of the shadows, be ourselves, meet like challenged people, support each other through. I mean, you don't know how many things come in jars until you either, in my case, are born without the ability, or in his case, lose the ability to open these jars.
Yeah, capers, olives.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a lox bagel without capers? And the capers were sitting right there, and you're
I
eating your
personally
lox.
haven't.
You're eating
No.
your lox with a tear in your eye.
I feel
'cause
very
you can see the
privileged.
capers, and you can't open the
I feel
capers.
very
I
privileged.
tell
right
you,
now.
the capers really make that whole dish. Just that little bit of the sour, the pickle flavor.
You guys have a lot in common.
Give me salt and vinegar, anything, any day.
How about this? Oh, I got a great title for this conference. Weak Hands, Strong Heart. How about that?
Say it slower.
Weak Hands, Strong Heart.
Oh my gosh!
It's beautiful.
Or maybe Strong Heart, Weak Hands. I don't know. I don't know the order. I'm not good with the order, but because it sounds like you guys are passionate
How about
about
we
this.
can't cans?
What? That's blowing my mind, Delilah. Well, let's go for some. We're off the topic, but we might as well. Since you
This
guys
is
both-
important.
No, this is important.
People out there don't have the balls to admit
Yeah.
they can't open jars.
Yeah.
And here we are saying it right on this nationally syndicated radio show.
What? I'm curious. What other tips do you have for people who have hand ailments?
Well, you okay. If you have like a sticky kind of grippy like kind of thing to grab the jar with, you get a better hold on it. You don't try to open the jar while your hands are covered in lotion.
It's called bear style.
I love how I thought you were gonna do something about wiping your ass, but it's all about jars. It's all about jars with you guys.
It's called bear style.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because bears can open.
Why do bears need to open jars?
Have you seen them rummaging through trash? If you're a bear,
There's all pickles too.
You're not gonna tell me that bears have
bears like capers.
capers?
Bears can eat their weight in capers. Now, listen,
I have never seen a bear eat a caper, and I've watched a lot
they're
of.
not going to eat one caper. They're going to pour the whole fucking jar down. But listen, it's called bear style because when a bear needs to open a jar, it's typically easier for the bear than people would think because the bears tend to have honey stuck on their hands, and that provides
Yeah, that's true.
the stickiness that you need to get the abrasive connection to the jar that you're trying to open. So sometimes in a pinch, because it's a bitch to clean off at the end, but if I really need to get a jar open, I'll just douse my hands in honey. And,
That's a great tip.
Do it bear style.
And then your hands taste nice and sweet afterwards. You can
If you got a special someone over,
you can lick your hand off like a kitten that's cleaning itself,
or get it licked off. It's great.
That'd be even better.
Sorry to interrupt. Speaking of getting it licked off, I must get to our topic of the day, which is LonelyFans. So we're actually going to get this conference together at the Denver, Colorado Conference Center.
Are you
I heard bad things about their pool. I heard they don't keep it up to code at all.
in Denver?
Yeah.
Why? What is wrong with them there?
It's a mountain town. They don't swim.
I guess because we're based out of Norfolk, Virginia, so we have a few beaches around us. So we're a beach town. We don't go mountain climbing.
No, every body of water there is just a stream.
That's so fascinating. How would you tell them to kind of what would be the top 3 things to like get them going with their pool maintenance inspection stuff? Whip them into shape.
Well, pH is important. If you add the chlorine to the pool, but the pool is not at the right pH, then the chlorine won't actually work to disinfect the pool. And now you're just sitting there in a pool full of kids' butthole germs.
Oh, I'm reading this webpage about the Denver public pool that says it hasn't been inspected in 2 years because our inspector comes off hours and apparently is unable to open the door.
Oh no!
Despite us leaving it unlocked.
Why would they? Is that about our guest here? Why would they out you like that? That is really rude of them.
Have you shown up to pools to inspect them and not been able to open the door to get in to do the inspection?
No, it's pools. It's usually like a gate with one of those just little like.
That's even harder.
Little hook things.
I haven't opened a gate in 15 years.
I mean, if it's really bad, I just hop the fence.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Delilah?
So you've never not inspected due to your physical ailments?
I don't let my disability, get in the way.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to ask for help too, if that's really what it comes down to.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Like if you can't open like a gate or something, you just like, hey, can you open the gate? And somebody opens the gate for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do this podcast without Dr. John. He opens the car door.
I press the record button on the laptop. I was wondering why you refused to do it. I was like, hey, can you just hit that? My hands are all sticky. And you're like, no, why don't you just wipe off your hands and do it? I'm like, no, you're right there. You're right next to the record button.
But I was touched that you tried my honey hands technique to open something. I appreciated you trying to come down to my level.
Honey hands. That sounds like a sweet, like, Mildred, what do you think of me calling you honey hands? She doesn't like it. All right. Sorry.
Blues Travel will be on shortly.
Sounds like honey hands could be maybe a future topic for the show.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Could be a sequel to Edward Scissorhands.
Was Tim Burton ever planning one of those like sequels to this Edward Scissorhands? I don't know how he would have done it. Didn't he die or something? Or she die? Somebody died. He die?
I wanted to.
I don't know. We'll have to rewatch the
So
tape.
would a sequel to Edward Scissorhands be like Thomas Hammerhands or
Thomas Hammerhands?
I think with Scissorhands you got to go rock hands, paper hands.
that would make sense.
Honey, you want to have another kid? Yeah, I want to name it Thomas Hammerhands. Call him Tommy Hammerhands. Come on down to Tommy Hammerhands. Used cars. If you don't want the car, I'll hammer it. I don't know.
I'm gonna open up a used car dealership called Tiny Hammer Hands. Come on down to Tiny Hammer Hands.
Incidentally, Tommy Hammerhands also struggles to open jars.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
There's this jar thing again. Listen.
Do you know what I can't watch?
What?
Any of the Star Wars prequels.
Why?
That character Jar Jar Binks.
Because he has big hands?
No, because Jar Jar is like.
Oh God! Not another jar thing.
It's traumatizing to me.
Listen, okay, we're off jars. We have to get to our topic of the day, which is LonelyFans. But oh my God, look at that! Primus is already setting up. Oh my God, it's a loud sound check.
I don't think that's Primus. I think that's Les Claypool. Les Claypool.
You'll get it someday.
Les Clay Jar.
No. Although, yeah, it's a different band. Okay. Well, sorry, the show's starting soon. Hopefully you can stick around. Maybe we'll talk about some of your foosball days. because I would really love to talk to you
The
about
good old
that.
days.
The good old days, yeah. I know it's the glory days. But that's all the time we have for today. Anything that you want to plug? Anything you want to put out there in the world of pooling?
You know, I would say just don't shit in the pool.
Some of us can't reach down and pull it out.
You know, you can keep pissing in the pool, honestly.
Oh.
You know, we test for that. Generally, it takes quite a lot for the pee to get to actual dangerous levels. So just go ahead and pee in the pool all you want.
Okay.
So just one turd, that's enough to close it
Turds
down?
are too much, though. That's, you're talking E. coli and all that. And then, you know, I see that in the filter, and that's no fun. That's no fun for me.
No.
That's a bad day at work.
All right, well, thank you. You've been a lovely guest. And Primus, keep it down. We're trying to wrap up here. We're wrapping up. Okay. So that's it for the Sexperts. I'm your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, SCPM.
I'm Delilah Haydair, and excited for this concert, but cannot open this 22-ounce Miller Lite.
See you sex time.
Goodbye.
Don't have to do it simply true. We're the Sexperts.
Thanks so much for listening to the Sexperts podcast at Go On Podcast Production. If you like what you heard and you want to keep this little show going, then please consider donating at paypal.me/sexpertspodcast or donate $1 a month at patreon.com/sexpertspodcast.